Welcome back to the Zeus Developer channel. So continuing where we left off in the last video, where we're integrating Amazon Cognito authentication service to our Express app. We ended where we're able to successfully sign in, calling the sign in endpoint as you can see here. So now let's create a protected route where you would need to pass a valid authentication token, all right, to be able to access the route. So going back to our application here, let's create the route. Let's start this app. Npm run dev. Can this come down? All right, this is the sign in. That's good. Already created a boilerplate protected route. But of course, to protect a route, you need to pass a middleware. Let's try this first. Let's go to this route. I've already added it to my API tool here. Protected. If I hit this, of course, you're going to see it return this message, this object, but it's not protected. So let's go and protect it. So you would have to now pass a bearer token in your authentication header, authorization header, before you're able to access the route. So let's go do that. So to do that, for this tool we're using for Amazon Cognito, you need a special package to verify AWS authentication, the tokens. Right, so I've already installed it. It's called AWS JWT Verify. Right, and then we need this guy, this guy here, to work with. So we're going to create a verifier from this, and then we're going to call the verify method from that guy. All right, so this is it. This is the verifier. This is the verifier we're creating, right, from what we imported here, and then we're passing user pool ID, client ID, almost like we did for user pool, and then here we're also passing token use, because there are 3 tokens that are passed: ID token, refresh token, access token. So yeah, we're declaring what token we're going to be using for authentication. So we're saying access token is what we're using here. All right, so access token here, that's just a string. So this guy, now we're going to now call the verify method of this guy, right, in our middleware, and we're going to pass in token that's received from the request, and then I think client ID too. So let's do that. Let's write the authentication middleware. So creating a middleware, let's call it auth middleware. Of course, it's going to take 3 things here: the request, what is this, request, response, and next. All right, so all of these types are imported from Express. All right, so what are we doing here? We're doing a try catch. There's an error. We're passing what's the code again? Is it 401? Passing an object. We just pass the error object here. So what are we doing here? Oh, this is guy. This is an async. It's supposed to be an async function, but we're going to await this guy. So let's say result equals to await verifier. This guy here, verifier dot verify, and it's going to take token and what is this token and this client ID. So let's just pass in this environment variable here. All right, we've not created a token, I know, but we'll do that. Let's do that now. So the token is going to be you're going to get the token from the request, right? Because you're passing it in the header. So we say token is what? Request headers authorization. Now, when you get this, what you're going to see is something like this: bearer, and then the token string, right? So, but we just need a token string. So we're going to first split this by this space. So we'll have an array of 2 items, and then we're going to now pick the second item, which is index 1. All right, so let's split this by space, and then we're going to foolproof. All right, so we have our authentication. So if this is good, right? If this verify it's is true, then we're going to return we're going to just call next, or before we call next, we're going to pass this result back to the string so we can access it in the endpoint to the request. So we're going to say request dot what result payload, what do we call it again? All right, so that there is let's call this data. So in the request that we can now access the request.data. All right, so if this fails, if there's an error here, of course we'll hit this catch, we should pass the error. All right, so to take care of this, we need to extend the request interface to be able to pass a property. I already have that up here. Look at it. So we're saying we want to add a data property to the request interface, and it's going to be any, because we don't want to bother ourselves writing a type. All right, I think this is good. So we're going to add this middleware to our endpoint here, protected. So we're just going to add that here, and we should be good. All right, so let's try to access this route again. Let's do try cache here. And bring this down. All right, so let's hit this protected endpoint and see what we get, if everything is good. So we're not passing any authentication at first, and we got nothing. Why? Of course, we hit that catch, but why? So there is nothing here. Error isn't. Anyways, let's pass a valid token and see. So that's we'll hit sign in. still have our object here. So let's just hit this guy here. So we're going to pick the access token, which is this guy here, just a string. Now we can pass it here as a bearer token. And let's hit it again. Voila. So now we can access this route. If we don't pass this, we won't be able to access this route. So that's basically it. Let's pass a wrong token. That's what we get. Yeah, you can handle your error properly, like define what you want passed here when a bad token or no token is passed. But basically that's how you protect your route, right? If we take this back to the valid token, we're going to be able to access our routes. All right, so I'm going to end here. Thank you guys. So once again, look at what we did. To be able to integrate Amazon Cognito to your Express app, you create, of course, the Express app. You create a user pool, and that's going to automatically create a client. All right, you're going to need the two IDs: user pool ID, client ID. All right, remember to select a mobile app so that you don't have a client secret created. And then we're going to install this, the main guy we're using here, Amazon Cognito Authentication.js for the authentication, and then this guy for verification, AWS GWT verify. All right, so let's quickly go through the functions again we got from this guy. Look at the tool here. We got user pool, Cognito user pool, Cognito user attributes, Cognito user, then authentication details, right? So what we need for signing, all of them are going to need a user pool. User pool will now require those IDs, all right, from AWS. User pool ID, a client ID, and then for signing, or for sign up rather, you're going to create an array or a list of attributes, Cognito user attributes, all right? So the basically the fields you specified, in your user pool creation, that they are going to need to provide, to create an account, all right? We just did we did only email and name. Password is necessary, of course, so you don't need to even indicate that here. So you create the attributes here, and then you call the sign up method in this user pool object or instance that you created here, and then you pass in email, password, this attribute list you created. There is another argument, I don't know what it is anyways, and then there is a callback which takes error and result, right? Of course, this is you're creating this as a promise, right? So if there's an error, you reject it. Otherwise, you resolve it, passing the result. Right. So for confirm, we're going to create an instance of user, Cognito user. You're passing in the user, and we're representing user with email, and then the pool, the instance of pool, user pool you created, and then there's a confirm registration method in this user pool, Cognito user object, which takes in the code that I'm going to send to you by mail, and then the boolean, and then the callback. All right, so basically this is it. I'm going to commit this to GitHub so you can access all of this code and try it. So thank you all very much, and see you in the next one.